Fly, let it fly. Let it fly like the birds in the sky. Hotter than the weather in July.
Welcome to another episode of Around the 412. I'm Tyler, and with me as always are Smitty and Herb. What's up?
I'm going
I'd
by
like-
tired this week.
I'd like to be addressed as Wheezy F, Smitty.
What's the F for?
Phoenicia.
Just ripped it off. Couldn't even be creative.
Oh, man. What a week it's been. Went fast, huh? I feel like we were just recording.
I know.
But I do hate
Was a
the
week.
time that we are recording. Oh, when we left here
Uh-huh.
last week, man, did we have an adventure the rest of the night. We had to move.
Oh, yeah.
We had to move these slabs
Oh.
for
So they were, yeah.
for his uncle. And I underestimated what it was going to be like. I was
Oh.
expecting like these things to just not necessarily be in the ground at all and just be able to
Nope.
pull right up.
And not be that heavy.
And I thought I'd be able to carry it with one hand.
Well, how thick were
Nope.
they? Like,
All wrong. All of that was
I
wrong.
would put it each one between 50, like around 50 or 60 pounds.
and
there
there
were
was
42 of them.
oh.
and it was just me and him carry. Well, his mom did help. We tried
She
to have
didn't
her
carry
not,
them,
but
though, I'm
No,
hoping.
she
did
pried
pick
them
'em up.
out of the ground.
she
Okay.
did pick some of them up and put them
Yeah.
in the wheelbarrow.
It's still a
But
lot.
she
yeah.
pried them out of the ground while we would put them in the wheelbarrow, and then it was in someone's backyard that we had to.
You got
like-
a wheelbarrow full of cement slabs.
Yeah.
It was in someone's backyard that to get to the backyard there was like a hill,
Mm-hmm.
so we had to wheelbarrow it uphill,
Oh.
and
I thought you had to go down. That would have been bad if you just dropped it. But in that case, that would have been shitty both ways.
Yeah.
no, so pushing it up the hill is like it was like pushing 300 pounds or over 300 pounds.
And the worst part, we're like trying to figure out what to do with this wheelbarrow, and it starts pouring when we're outside.
Because so my mom
Oh.
drove my car. I drove the van last week.
Yeah. The swag wet.
And whenever we went into
Fancy.
my car,
Swag
we
wagon.
noticed that the wheelbarrow didn't fit because I have the seat further back than my mom.
Oh.
And so we had to switch, and it just starts pouring.
And I cut my hand somehow.
Yeah.
Like how?
It's healed now.
I,
It
we,
was
we,
just
we,
a
we had to move
I have
some
no
of
idea.
the slabs. And
Just
I
caught yourself
guess,
on it or
yeah.
something?
I just looked down and I was like, oh,
I'm bleeding.
there's blood dripping down my hand.
Is
yeah,
this what blood
it was
looks
fun.
like?
We were dead. We were very tired.
I can imagine.
And then we went to Bowser's.
Yeah. My mom bought.
But yeah, so we had an interesting.
I love how
Yeah,
as you
sorry.
guys were leaving, Smith was like, she doesn't have to buy me anything. By the end of it, he's like, yes, pay for it.
No, I mean she didn't. She still didn't have to, but. All right. So where should we start? We do have some questions. First off, I want to start with this because Ryan Alexander Snapchatted me and said, "Question and challenge: Go through the Steelers' schedule and try to find 7 more wins. You can't. I hate people.
Oh, hold on. Hold on. I
I-
do have to go through this.
I can't find wins or losses because that doesn't work like that. If you were
Fair.
going through the Vikings
What does he-
schedule, did you have the Bills as a loss?
Jesus Christ, no.
Wait, what did he say?
Did you have the Patriots at 1 and 2? No. Go through the Steelers schedule and find 7 more wins.
Well, I mean, at least now you kind of have a better sense of what
Can't.
some teams are like.
well, I know, but
but-
I guess my point is anything can happen
Yeah,
any given
exactly.
Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, same thing with baseball and
And-
hockey, but
And also, for as bad as the Steelers' defense has been, they've given up 30 points per game. The Vikings have given up over 31.
oh, I know, they're my defense.
Yeah,
I
they are
want to die.
terrible.
I know.
I don't understand how.
Who's the guy that can't play anymore because he lost his mind? On that
Everson
team?
Griffin. Yeah,
Yeah.
they said they want him to get his mind right. He's going through some mental
His
health
mind
stuff.
right. He just
Yeah.
lost it.
Yeah.
He's never playing again.
He's a beast too. So
That early onset
he's part of that.
CTE.
He's part of that really good defense.
Yeah, he-
Fantasy, I have the Steelers defense.
Why?
And why? I don't know.
I have the Browns.
I
got
needed
lucky.
somebody, but on Monday night they did really good for me.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah,
they
they did-
learned
yeah.
how to rush.
A pick six and-
Period.
They had
Well,
a
see,
pick
that's-
6. They had like 2 other picks and a fumble, I think.
I mean, we
Yeah.
have a lot to talk about with football, but like later on.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been saying it, and I think it's just generally in football. If you have a pass rush, that makes a bad secondary okay.
decent.
Like
yeah.
okay,
As long as you can get to the passer.
you're giving the
doesn't
receivers less
matter.
time to get open against them,
Mm-hmm.
and the throw's not going to be as accurate if you're putting pressure on them. It's just
Anyway.
so questions that were actually asked to us.
Oh, I was gonna go through and actually answer his.
Okay, go ahead. How many wins can you find?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8.
So
I'm being bold.
9, 6, and 1 is what you would have the record.
I keep forgetting about that one.
Based off whenever you said it and how you were scrolling, I think did you have them losing to the Browns at home?
Yes. Yes.
I hate doing this.
I'm sorry.
If I'm picking wins and losses, just basing like looking at the schedule, losses that are not necessarily locks to me, but most likely probably Jacksonville on Sunday night. They play New Orleans in New Orleans.
I have a feeling they're going to lose one of the Atlanta or
Carolina
Cincinnati.
at home.
No. I'll be at that game, so no. There's no way they're losing. Which
What
is the
about
same as
New
them
England
losing
at home?
Sunday. That's the thing. We're picking. We're thinking that the Steelers are gonna have a worse schedule because of how bad they've looked to start. The Patriots have looked worse.
Oh, yeah.
But I know last year. I mean, we go back to last year where we said until it happens, we're not gonna believe that's even possible.
I
for
would say
Steelers to
the
beat
easy
Patriots.
rebuttal is, but it's New England.
Yeah.
That sounds so stupid to say. But
It sounded stupid to say for
they haven't had
probably
Edelman. Edelman will obviously be playing by then.
Josh Gordon. He didn't play last week, did he?
No.
It
Yeah.
might have sounded stupid to say for the Capitals for the Penguins too until they beat them.
Yeah.
And they did.
It's like it's the Penguins. It's like yeah, but it shouldn't matter, but it does.
By the way, I really regret telling you to sit here and not in that chair because if that would have broke on camera, that would have been hysterical.
That chair sucks.
Oh, I know. I think that chair would have killed him today.
Okay. Let me find these now.
Okay. Take your time. We have all night.
What's up with the moth memes, by the way?
I fucking hate it.
That was a question.
It was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I see.
Yeah.
Sarge. Also, why does
I fucking hate it.
Herb hate moth
It
memes
it
when they're
makes-
clearly hilarious?
It came out of nowhere. It makes no sense, and there's a flood of them. I saw it a couple times. I'm like, oh.
Oh my God. Okay, so Nordstrom. I don't know if this is Ryan or Donardo. Why does Smitty's team suck so bad in fantasy? Did you guys see how I lost this past week to Platt?
No.
Yeah, Ben took a knee
I was up-
twice.
I was up by one. I was up by 1.2 yards. I was up by 1.2 yards. I lost by 0.18 because he kneeled on 3 straight plays.
Nice.
I've never won or lost a game like that. I've never seen a game happen like that. I'm 0-3, so I'm probably gonna miss the playoffs. If I miss the playoffs by 1 game, I'm coming back to this.
I only won because Fitzpatrick made his last pass. And that
I
wasn't
lost.
even in our league.
I lost last year similar to that. But for some
To the
reason
Neals?
yeah.
Mm.
But I don't even know who it was. I don't remember who my quarterback was.
He just had to do a full Kaepernick.
But yeah, I lost by like 0.1.
And we're done.
Giving something that people can talk about.
My
But
team's
anyway,
on fire.
yeah, if I miss the playoffs by 1 game, I'm
Yeah, tell
going
me
to
about
remember
it.
that. Like, I will not forget about this game.
Yeah, Tyler destroyed me this week in our league. I was sad.
I destroyed Smitty too.
And then, and last week I had the second highest score, but I played the team with the highest score.
I know, yeah.
I realistically could be 2-1 very easily.
could-
You just demolished me week
the
one,
week
but-
he played
that-
me, if he would have played anyone else, he would have won by
Yeah.
like 15 points at the minimum.
Yeah.
And I beat him by like 25.
I hate when that happens.
Speaking of Ryan Platt, why is BYU the best team in college?
All right,
I can't say anything.
let's
here.
get it started. Can we
Um,
just play the fight song real quick?
No.
Get me hyped up.
Because their mascot's the best dancer in the NCAA.
I mean, yeah, that's
You're
part
not
of it.
wrong with that.
Although, did you guys see the video? I retweeted it. His head like fell off.
Yeah.
Oh,
When he
no.
when
The
he,
reveal.
He like flipped because like it's like basically a requirement. You have to be like a gymnast to be the mascot for BYU. So, but he was like doing a like multiple flips, and his head flew off mid flip, and immediately he hits the mat, and he covered his head because it's a thing. Like no one's allowed to know who Cosmo.
It's like Lucha.
Is. Well, no one's allowed to know who Cosmo is.
Oh.
And the only way you find out who is Cosmo is at BYU graduation. Whoever is Cosmo, they wear the feet and the hands at graduation.
That's weird.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
weird.
But
They should have them wear the full costume, and then as they get up to shake
That'd be so hot.
the hands,
they take
just
off their
take
head.
off the head and the mitts.
Broussard scored again, and so did Hornquist.
But yeah, so
Who needs defense?
no one. But yeah,
Steelers.
Well,
but yeah, he like covered his head and like crawled to the side of the mat to hide his face. It was funny.
But actually, speaking in terms of football,
Mormons.
I mean,
that reminds me.
they're
The way
gonna-
you said that, it was like it reminded me of that Donald Trump video.
Oh no.
how do you open the Chamber of Secrets? But I don't know. They're gonna beat Wisconsin, or they already beat Wisconsin. They're gonna beat Washington this week. So
That's this week.
if yeah,
That's a big.
that's tomorrow.
Yeah, them and
If they beat
Pitt.
Washington, Pitt sucks.
Well, I'm saying they
If-
both play.
Yeah, they
Very
play
teams.
number 11 and number 13.
Yeah.
But one of them's gonna win. But if BYU wins, I think you could argue that they have the best win resume out of any team in the nation.
Bold.
I mean, how bold is it?
I don't know.
You have three.
Wisconsin,
you
who
have-
was the consent,
Yeah.
who was the majority vote to win the Big Ten, and Washington, who was was probably the majority to win the Pac-12. If
You would
not
have-
right there.
Yeah, you would have 2 top 10 wins.
Yeah.
And another Pac-12 win on the road. You were a double-digit underdog against a Heisman candidate. And, I mean, then you have a 4th win against an FCS opponent. But besides that, I mean, I feel like it's a easy argument to argue that they would have the best win resume if they won.
I've been shamed into saying I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I just made a case for why right now BYU is the best team in the country.
Which is wild to even hear.
Also, I don't know if you guys saw, I retweeted it, but the fact that that they were on this list, there was a list of some teams that a writer made up, and it was where Jalen Hurts and Kelly Bryant would transfer. Do you know who those 2 people are?
I know
Yep.
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts from Alabama, Kelly Bryant's from Clemson, and BYU was on that list. And I
Yeah.
know that's unrealistic, but the fact that they're on that list is
Is it, though?
funny to me. I mean, yeah, it is, because BYU has like an honor code where you have to like follow like rules and stuff.
Hey, if Josh Gordon's a Patriot, anything can happen.
Yeah, little different.
You Mormon? No.
I mean, there are
Wannabe?
there are a lot of whites on the
Wannabe.
Patriots, just like there's a lot of white people on BYU, but still a little different.
The Nardo said thoughts on CV.
Do you want to be a little
So
more
does he
concise on
mean
that?
Central Valley, Chartiers Valley, or the Carter 5?
Oh, wow.
We clicked at the
That might actually be what he meant. And I just thought he was trying to get us confused by the Chartiers Valley, Central Valley thing.
I hope that's
I
what
thought I thought he was meant
No.
the Carter 5,
No,
and
I
then I
hope-
thought of
I
Central
hope
Valley.
he thought
Chartiers
of
Valley.
all 3 of those things and maybe even something else and just put that.
Okay, thoughts on CV. Central Valley's going downhill. I
Chartiers
don't know
Valley's
about-
going
I don't know
downhill.
anything about Chartiers Valley.
It's going downhill.
And Carter 5, 23 songs. We've been waiting a while. And
You've heard a little bit of snippet on the way here.
I listened to some of the
On
songs
the
right
way.
before
Did
you
you?
got. I've
Oh,
listened
oh,
to
oh.
probably 7 songs total.
Okay.
And I like it so far.
I don't like Lil Wayne.
So you can now tweet Herb. Do not tweet us.
Yeah. Herb doesn't like Lil Wayne. We do.
Do not tweet at around the 412.
Tweet at nobody funny.
Is there a number in that? Is it nobody funny 4?
No,
Or is
that's
that
his,
your
that's his
okay.
PSN name.
No, I
Alright.
got the good one for Twitter.
Add him on
Alright.
PSN and send him messages on there too.
If you do, I got hate messaged like shit yesterday on Fortnite.
For what?
I got up because I can't remember what I had to do, but no one was home, and I was in a bush. I come back and there's this dude reloading right in front of me. I just popped out of the bush and like slaughtered him, and I got hate messages from like 3 people.
You were bush camping?
I mean, what am I supposed to do when I have to leave?
If
If you say leave the game, you're an asshole.
No, yeah, I would have probably done the same thing.
Yeah,
I don't know about necessarily a
Wait, what
bush,
did you
probably find a
leave
build.
for?
I can't remember.
How long?
2 minutes.
I don't know. It's whatever.
I mean, I'm never gonna message somebody on play. Like that's just. I think that's-
I've gotten messages.
I know that people do. I've gotten messages too, but I just think it's dumb as hell. Like,
By the way,
you
we
take
can
the
play
time
now.
out of your day to.
Yeah, I know. PlayStation decided to not be
Nazis.
like uptight dicks.
Nazis.
Yeah, they were the only one that were like holding out on
Oh, I know.
crossplay.
I know.
Yeah.
That was my biggest. That's what I told people whenever they came into GameStop and asked. I'm like, yeah, no, PlayStations are a bunch of assholes.
Question: how much did they get
PlayStation.
paid?
Who
PlayStation, Sony,
Oh,
Get-
fuck ton.
paid for what?
to agree to do cross-platform.
Fuck ton.
I don't know. It's only on Fortnite right now.
Yeah.
But it's a beta. That's why.
Yeah.
So
Which eventually that should just move to all.
this
games.
is a sports show.
Speaking of Fortnite, Sarge asks, with a core of really good young players, do you think the Yankees will win the World Series anytime soon? I
Not
thought
this
What
somebody-
does that have to do with Fortnite?
I thought it was
Speaking of
her.
Fortnite,
I thought it was to be her.
Yankees.
No, Sarge. It was the fact that it was Sarge. Isn't that who you played with?
Yeah, I played with him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, no, not this year. They're losing in the wild card game to the A's.
And just, it's hard to say.
Is that bold, by the way?
I don't think it's that bold, just because the A's have been so hot.
Fair enough.
I mean, and they have Kutch, Happ, and Walker.
Walker.
So too bad. Too bad the A's don't have Jake Arrieta. Automatic W.
Yeah.
On the road,
Exactly. Automatic W.
the bases would have been loaded when it was 4-0. And
And
as to who could it be?
I don't know.
Lines out, where if they would have hit it a quarter inch lower, it would have been grand slam.
I'm trying to think of someone that's similar to Marte size-wise. Didi? I don't know.
Nah, Didi's smaller.
He's smaller, but
And you are?
quickness and stuff. Is he the AL Rookie of the Year?
We were talking about
mean-
this. I think it's still Ohtani.
Yeah,
And that's
true.
not my like I just looked up AL Rookie of the Year, and that seems to be like
The consensus.
who is going to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fe-
Like the
I don't
three
know, man.
finalists are probably going to be those two and Gleiber.
Yeah, 'cause who else is there?
No one really.
No one stood out. So, I mean, it's between those two. I can't pick. I think it should be Aguilar or Adular, whatever. his name
Adular?
is.
And you
There's no L.
Aneurysm. Just because if Otani pitched the entire year, like if he didn't screw up his arm, which was probably already messed up before he came here, I think he'd win by a landslide.
Yeah.
Still might.
But even hitting wise, Ohtani has the highest on base percentage.
Oh, does he?
360. I think Andy Or's is like somewhere around 330, and Torres is like 350.
Fair enough. By
I
the
know Andy Orr has driven in 87 though. I mean, this, I don't know what the voters look at. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I know he has 87 RBIs,
Yeah, but what's
upper-
our WRC plus?
mid to upper 20s home runs.
that joke's been dead for a year.
Actually, haven't looked at that, so I could not tell you. Ohtani did have a 3.3 ERA before he did get hurt, though.
Yeah.
To answer
Yeah.
your question, I don't think they win the World Series this
Yeah,
year. But I
he
think
said, "Do you think the Yankees will win the
Soon.
World Series anytime soon?"
Yeah.
That's
within
just-
the next 5 years, I think they'll win one.
But the thing is,
Next 3 years, maybe.
I can't even say that because every year there's
A surprise team.
there's different
Like the A's.
teams. It's just too hard to predict. It's not about being the best team on paper. It's about being the hottest team at
But
the
it's
time.
the
Like,
Yankees.
what?
It's the Yankees. They just have that perennial, we're going to make it to the finals. And
Oh yeah, I mean they're going to be a team that's in the mix.
But yeah,
every
but
year.
I mean, obviously, there's no way to tell. But I'm just gonna say yes
Yeah.
because that's the only way you can say it is
I'm
like
gonna-
looking at their team, and then they have the assets to be able to get whoever they want.
I'm going to say they're
Two.
going to win it in 4 years.
well, because his question said, "Do you think they will?" and not "Do I think that they can?" I'm going to say no because I'll take the field against one team every single year.
All I know is I'm going to take shit if the Yankees win the wild card game from Alex. Shit.
So if you're actually picking the A's
Oh, yeah.
to win it,
Win the wild card or World Series?
Wild card.
Mm.
And then-
I hate to say it. I think the Brewers might win the World Series.
what? I thought you were going to say the NL wild. Oh wait, no. Well, they could play. I don't want them playing the wild card, but they probably will be hosting
I
the wild
really
card
think
game.
they might,
At least not to be against the Cardinals.
and I
Doesn't look
hate
like.
it.
I'm going to take.
Yeah, the Brewers play Detroit, and St. Louis plays the Cubs.
Oh, right
Like,
now
right
in their
now.
series, I was like,
And
Yeah, I was like, Detroit is not in the NL or the playoffs for that matter.
So if I think if St. Louis takes like 2 or 3, and then Milwaukee like sweeps or something,
Yeah.
then they will be number 1. I think. I
Well,
don't
the
know.
Cubs won earlier today,
Yeah.
against the Cardinals.
Oh, did they?
So yeah,
Then the Cardinals, I think, would have to win the next 2.
and
if
have
Milwaukee wants to.
and have the Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about for the Cardinals to make the playoffs.
No, I don't. Who cares about the
Yeah,
Cardinals?
they don't make it in the playoffs. It's gonna be the Dodgers or Rockies, whichever one don't win that division.
Like, as a fan, I want the A's to win, just period, overall.
Well, yeah, I do as well.
But, like, I don't know, man.
They'd have the lowest opening day payroll, and then they'd
66 million, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, spending doesn't mean anything. Unless you're the Brewers. Even though you didn't spend, you just
I'll say
traded.
they traded.
Yeah.
All right. So the Pirates are poised to finish over 500.
Yeah.
They
What's the score
win.
again?
Assuming we can beat the Reds.
They win one game in the series. Could very well be tonight. Then they will do that.
They're also
not gonna
playing
play
161.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For again, they're gonna play 161.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that Cubs game.
Yeah. Where they just move it back and then it doesn't mean anything. So we're not gonna play it.
Well, no, the Cubs game didn't get moved back. It got rained out.
That's what I mean. And then they move it to a different date and then just say it doesn't mean anything.
I don't even
So-
remember them moving it back.
Well, wouldn't they've rescheduled it at one point?
No, because I think when that happened, it didn't matter because that was the end of the season, right? That was their last home game.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it the Miami game?
Yeah, this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but he's talking about
last
when
year.
it happened
2 years ago,
Oh,
last year,
yeah.
last year.
before.
Yeah, because I think that was the last home game, and they waited till like 10, 11 o'clock at night, and they were just like, no, it's not
Yeah.
happening.
No, you are right. But yeah, they rescheduled it originally for October 1st, and then
Mhm.
just not going to mean anything. But I would have been
You
so
figured.
mad if we finished with 80 wins
Oh, yeah.
80 and
and
81.
didn't play that game. Yeah,
There's still a chance.
especially just against the Marlins.
Yeah, if we
And you
get
would
swept.
figure they would win that. So going into 2019, which by the way, they're not going to have Santana or Tool for 2019.
Sad biceps.
What
You mean elbows?
What?
Did you say biceps?
Yeah, Edgar Santana's nickname
nickname's
is biceps.
biceps?
Oh. I thought you meant like Tommy John.
No. Yeah, they're both having Tommy John. But what is your outlook right now, speaking, for the 2019 team?
If the rotation holds up, very good. You just need to add a middle infielder.
Add a hitter. Like a true hitter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. When you say middle infielder, it's got to be a guy that can hit.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care about fielding anymore.
We're getting rid of defense completely in Pittsburgh. No
You see,
team will
I'll
play
say-
defense.
We looked at what the Steelers and Penguins are doing, and we just decided to take that to baseball as well.
And
Yeah.
we want to be the first in the sport to do something. So we're only going to field 7 guys.
I couldn't tell you a whole list of the guys that are entering free agency that are
I
middle
couldn't
infielders.
either.
Obviously, we know Manny Machado is a free agent.
That's not happening.
Brian Dozier is a free agent.
I like that.
I saw somebody say that. I'm curious as to what he can get.
I know.
Because would he be a buy low candidate with the season that he had?
How old is he?
32?
I was say
Can you double check?
I was just say 33. I don't, but either way,
Either way, he's up there, so it's going to be a short-term deal. Toim.
He is.
He's such an interesting thing. 'cause he
31.
said- oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, never mind. It might be a little bit of a
Give him a longer term.
But yeah, no, he's had an up and down year. So,
yeah. I mean, but he's still,
he's not what he once was,
yeah.
at least as of
But-
right now.
He's got the pop,
Yeah,
which you normally do not see from second base.
but you need.
I mean,
This team needs.
if we're gonna compare him to our second baseman, is it really a comparison?
Yeah,
I mean, isn't it just an automatic upgrade no matter what?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, second base is such a depleted position around the league.
Well, then my question is, who do you start at shortstop? Because you imagine if they sign Dozier, they're not signing any other starter.
Yeah.
Who do you sign as shortstop? Kevin Newman.
See, I think it might be Kramer.
It's not gonna be Machado.
Depending, no.
No matter how much Mitch tweets about it, it's not gonna be Machado.
Obviously, it depends on how spring training goes, but depending on this too, I think that might leave a lasting
Yeah,
memory.
and that's
And our boy, Pablo Reyes.
I thought you were going to say Jung Ho being back.
I don't think he's coming back.
Our boy
Af-
Jung Ho.
After these 3 games, I don't think he's coming back.
Well, then what was the point?
I don't know.
There has
Blue
to be,
balls.
There has to be, there has to be a point to them wanting to look at him for 3 games. To me,
Well,
they have a club option on him. There's no reason to pick that up. It's $5.5 million. No one's signing him for that. So I don't know. And he even said like he feels like he owes something to the Pirates. I could see them signing him to a minor league contract with a spring training invite, and then end up making the team.
Shall I read you some free agent infielders?
Yes.
Christ.
Do you
this would
want
be
just
terrible.
middle infielders?
Just middle.
Or
Middle infielders for now. We'll go through third baseman later.
because third baseman, there's like Josh Donaldson, too.
We got Colin Moran.
Yeah, but I bought his jersey, so he's ruined.
Fuck! I forgot you did that. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Let's see. Middle infielders: Machado,
Yeah.
Ian Kinsler,
Yeah.
Daniel Murphy,
Ooh.
Asdrubal Cabrera, DJ LeMahieu.
There's no way he's leaving the Rockies.
Yeah, I doubt it.
For his own good.
Jed Lowry,
Oh.
Freddie Galvis,
Jed Lowry, next
Word
minor.
to Jamal.
Jordy Mercer,
Nope.
There we go.
Jose Iglesias.
That one I actually kind of like.
The Pirates need to bring in Jordy Mercer.
Could you imagine? We'd like to announce a free agent signing.
Yeah.
Oh
They-
my god.
It's like a teaser. They go with a teaser tweet. We've signed a middle infielder. And then the next tweet.
That would be something they do.
We've signed
His
infielder
last name
Jordy
starts with M. Machado.
We gave him $15 million a year. Machado? Nope.
We gave him.
Let's see. Logan Forsythe.
I guess Jordy Mercer did
So
have
wait,
a contract.
hold
here.
on. Logan Forsythe is more of a third baseman.
They haven't listened to second.
If some magical reason they give Jordy Mercer $15 million, do the people that say spend money
Bro, Kutch would be
get
pissed.
to shut up?
I don't know.
No, because you're spending the money wrongly.
It doesn't matter. They want you to spend money,
Correctly.
but all they say is spend money. So just spend money.
All right. To them, yes, I guess they'd be right. But to me, if you're gonna spend the money,
Oh yeah, no, I
spend
agree.
it correctly.
Yeah. Of course. I don't know if anyone pays $15 million of any length of time to Jordy Mercer. You're a dumbass.
Neil Walker.
There we go.
He's not coming back. He hates this organization with a passion.
I don't even know how to say this first name. Alcides Escobar.
Alcides.
Alcides.
And he's garbage.
Jose
Alcides
Reyes.
Escobar.
Ooh, Jose Reyes. Washed.
36-year-old
I
Jose
saw, him at
Reyes.
the, I saw him at the laundromat earlier.
Yeah.
Daniel
Descalso.
Yeah.
Oh, Pirate Killer.
Let's
That might
see.
work.
That'd be it.
Andrew
to me, that's a
Romine.
bench guy.
Who?
Andrew Romine.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I
Gordon
feel like,
Beckham.
yeah. We're at the. Yeah. Don't
Yeah,
even say
Phillips.
it.
we're at
Sandoval.
the low end. You want to sign Brandon Phillips?
Cliff Pennington. David. Yeah, no, it's not getting any better.
Or we trade for Pinder.
That's not happening.
We swipe right.
I hate you.
No. Yeah.
Also, coffee's out until June, right?
At least.
Ish.
Yeah. And to
So
me,
why don't
that's
we just get
kinda-
Bryce Harper?
And to me, that's kind of where I see Pablo Reyes playing.
Yeah, I agree. God, he's looked good.
He's got a better arm than Frazier.
Duh.
So
Oh, he's gotten better defensively.
yeah,
At least
except
second
for
base.
behind Nova in that game.
Do either of you follow
Yeah.
Bryce Harper on Instagram?
Yes. That was annoying.
I do
This
not.
was?
Yeah, that was annoying.
He posted that,
And each one says
Yeah,
thank
it's-
you to the fans of DC and blah blah blah.
and
So
is that like a
he's
goodbye?
not even giving them a chance to re-sign him.
No, he's peacing out. Just deuces. I'm getting my money.
All right, so what team's he going to? We're talking about free agents.
He's
we
go-
might as well guess where
he's going
Machado
out
and
west.
Harper are going.
He's going out west. I'm convinced of that.
I mean, originally I thought he was a Yankee, but then with all the outfielders the Yankees have, they
He's
don't
not
need
going
him.
to the Yankees. No,
Yeah,
I am saying
Angels.
your
He's going-
Phillies.
he's going to the Cubs.
I think he's going closer to
Bro,
home.
him and Trout in like 2 years.
Yeah.
How about him and Trout this year or next year?
Are the Angels trading Trout?
They should.
He's not. He's a free
No.
agent in like a couple years.
Nobody listened to what I said. I think he's going to L.A. I think he's going to the Angels.
Oh. Yeah, nobody listened to what you
Oh,
said.
no.
I feel
yeah,
so
no,
goddamn
no, no.
appreciated.
No, it was just stuck in my head. Phillies.
The
so.
Angels?
I think Machado goes to the Phillies. Because, God, that Kingery deal is bad.
I think they both could.
They probably
And then
could.
Trout in 2 more years.
Jesus Christ. I might have to become
And
a
then,
Phillies
and
fan.
then they don't win a World Series.
I was a Phillies fan this year, but, God, they ruined it.
And Phillies can do it because as much as they like have sucked and stuff, they're a big market team.
Yeah.
Yeah. It almost feels like they were just waiting for this.
Oh, 100%. 100%. They're a good team. I don't care how they finish.
What
They
if Harper went to the Cubs?
I'm not watching baseball again.
I'd cry.
I'm not
Over
watching
that
baseball
stud,
again.
Jason Hayward.
Yeah.
That defense, though.
Where would Kyle Schwarber play? That was sarcasm.
They trade him for a pitcher.
They would. Isn't that supposed?
And that pitcher would be a stud for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was talks. Who was the swap? Dang it!
I don't
Was
remember.
it with the Indians? Salazar Carrasco.
It may have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know Bryant wants him to go to the Cubs.
Well,
Of course.
yeah. And I want him to come to the Pirates.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but Bryant is an actual person. Like, I haven't seen people on other teams like openly like recruiting him.
If no. If Mark Stone wants me to come play for the Senators, no.
I mean, are they going to give me a contract? Then yeah, I'd be making a lot more.
Fuck my point.
Hard to argue.
Would you play for the Senators?
I mean, me
You already
personally-
do.
Me personally,
You got sent down.
yeah. Me personally, yes, I would. In the current state that I am, yes, because they're dumb enough to give me money. But if I was a hockey player, like a legitimate NHL player, nah. Also,
Yeah,
what was
Zach
that face?
Smith got sent down by the Sens.
Yeah.
Sent down. He's 100% getting traded. I'm convinced.
So before we start talking about hockey, Chris Davis finishing up on the worst season ever by a Major League Baseball
the
player.
white Chris Davis.
Yeah.
Not the Oakland one.
Not the one that's always hits 247. I don't know if you saw that. He's literally like the most consistent hitter in MLB history. He
Yeah.
always hits 247.
What about this year?
Consistent below average hitter.
What?
Is he batting 247 this year?
Yeah.
Somehow? Jesus. What's his WAR? Didn't we look that up at one point this season and it was like negative 50?
Oh! I thought I'm just talking about the Oakland Chris
Oh,
Davis
oh,
now.
oh.
Was hitting 247.
Yeah.
The white Chris Davis with the Orioles is hitting 168.
Oh.
Yeah. Which which is like the lowest in the modern era.
Hey, you guys want to go see a Baltimore game? The tickets are going to be free next year.
Oakland,
What a
Chris
bad
Davis,
contract.
WAR,
Have either of you been to
2.9.
Camden? Oh. Yikes. Have either of you been to Camden?
No.
Yes.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah.
I don't like the seats. Food's amazing.
The only stadium I've been to outside of PNC
Was
Park
Detroit.
was actually
Detroit
I wasn't
Yankee
even going to think of Detroit. I was going to say Yankee
yeah,
Stadium.
I try and block that trip out too.
Yeah. So I've been to Detroit, I've been to Comerica, and then I've been to both Yankee stadiums.
You guys are idiots for going to Detroit.
Oh.
Cuts his hair, doesn't even
That was-
recognize. I
Yeah,
wasn't
that
on.
was a
I wasn't
different
on
guy.
that
That was a
trip.
different guy.
We're going to have another trip next year.
Not the
Should I
Detroit.
look up what Chris Davis's WAR is, like the
Oh, it's.
Baltimore
I
one?
think it's -3.
Oh, please tell me.
Like
negative-
not 0.3, actual
No,
3.
it's like between -2 and 3. I'm pretty sure.
What was it? Ow.
Pretty sure it's between 2 and 3.
What was it whenever we looked it up? And what was the number that we looked up and it was absolutely
We
horrible?
looked up his WRC plus and it was like 20.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. That's what it was.
That was a few months ago. I can
Yeah.
tell you what that is right now too. His WRC plus is 45.
Oh,
It went up.
Like,
Improvement.
he's only 55% below average.
His WAR is negative 3.1.
Wow. Almost on the head.
Holy cow.
Almost.
That sucks.
How old is he?
31.
How long is he signed for?
I don't know. Wait.
Eternity is the
a
answer.
while.
He is. He's 32.
Somebody just took a ball to the face over there.
He's 32 and he signed through the 2022 season. Yikes.
If you ever want to complain about spending money, don't.
yeah, but that draft pick though,
Yeah.
looking real nice.
Good point.
We've already kind of touched on it, but the playoff race is kind of coming down to the wire.
Interesting.
The NL, I couldn't even tell you all the scenarios the way they could play out.
Well, I can tell you a
Because
6-way tie is not going to happen.
We know the Braves are where they're
Yeah,
at.
the Braves are the only ones locked in the NL.
And, well, not necessarily locked.
Well,
like,
in their current
yeah,
slot,
yeah.
yeah.
But Cubs and Brewers could both still win the division.
Yep.
Ideally, for me, the Brewers win the division,
Yeah.
and the Cubs and Dodgers have to play in the wild card.
Oh.
That's what I want. Then
In this
one of
scenario,
those two
St.
teams.
Louis isn't in the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
Of course not.
I would agree with that then. I think the Dodgers win that game.
I say,
Think
who
it's
do
a
you
dub.
want to win out of that game?
I want the Dodgers, and I think the Dodgers
the
do win.
Dodgers.
I would say because you hate the Cubs, but you also don't like the Dodgers because
Yeah.
it's a big market.
Part of me, like throughout the second half of the season, has realized that some people are starting to see the Cubs' inconsistencies and how lucky of a team they've been the past 3 years.
It's definitely not the same team that won the World Series, though.
No, there's something missing. I can't tell what it is.
Well,
Besides
Lester's nowhere near as good.
Joe Madden's an absolute cock of a human.
They
Still.
don't. They don't have.
Arrieta was ridiculous.
I'll say
those
they
couple
don't.
Years.
They don't have post All-Star break 2015 Arrieta through like 2016.
Yeah. The
Um,
bullpen has not been good.
Chris Bryant's been hurt a lot this year. Rizzo faked.
What?
Nothing. Some people will get it that are listening.
Oh. Well, I'm just going to mute that part. I'm just going to mute that.
What else have they had going on? They lost their closer this year.
Yeah, they have a starter closing now who sucks.
Yeah, they don't have Chapman. Like from the World
yeah,
Series,
from the
they
World
had
Series,
Chapman,
yeah.
and freaking Maddox almost lost the World Series because they
Madden.
Madden, not Maddox.
Tommy
I think-
Maddox.
I don't think of Maddox. Yeah, Madden almost lost the World Series because he misused him.
Yeah.
That's like Francona managed that World Series so much better, but
Mhm.
it didn't matter.
Yeah, the Cubs were just better that year.
Yeah.
Man, if Raji Davis would have been the fucking hero of Game 7 of the World Series, I would have been so pissed. I remember watching that guy's
I would not have
debut.
been and the last out, mini mark.
Yeah. I'm so frustrated.
Two former Pirates very prominent in the last game of the World Series.
I'm
that
so
year.
frustrated.
I remember that World Series, and I remember being happy for like diehard Cubs fans. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like
But the majority of their fan base is
Yeah.
a bunch of assholes that don't know what they're
well,
watching.
like I there was like it was a video of the dude who was like 100 years old
Yeah, and
and he hadn't seen them win.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's how- that's how
might
we're
get
gonna be.
I might get to that point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how we're going to be.
But was it like I was not nearly as mad as I thought I would be. Like once it happened. Like
Oh,
I'm sitting there.
I was
I'm s-
instantly mad, and then I was like,
I was sitting there thinking like I was gonna be pissed about it happening, and then it happened. I was like, eh. And it was almost like that same way. I was definitely more mad about the Caps winning the cup, but I don't know. It's almost the same.
see, I wasn't.
I didn't I cared, but I wasn't mad.
The thing is, you're not mad about the team winning it. You're mad about the fans' reaction.
See, even
Like the fans that are just like, then throw it in your face. Like they had
Yeah.
anything to do with it at all.
I wasn't even mad at Capitals fans. I was mad at Cubs fans. But the only person I was mad at on the Capitals was Tom Wilson.
Yeah, that sucks.
That was it. Other than that, I was like, good for Obi.
Niskanen?
I was a huge fan of his when he was here. I even though he tried to kill Crosby, I don't care.
Even though he
I-
tried to kill Crosby.
I
If you start a sentence that way, then just stop the sentence. Even though he tried to kill him.
If a sentence starts that way, it should end with rotten hell.
Yeah.
Or
We were at that game.
Yeah, you were.
yeah, that was honestly it was like
Did time
Such an
stop?
exciting game.
yeah, but like when that
Did
happened,
time stop?
the
Place
the
just
air
went
just went
silent.
out of the
The-
building,
Arena was dead
Yeah.
instantly.
and it's like
so was Sid.
and even like when they tied it at 2 and stuff, even when they tied it at 2 and the place was so loud, it's like at least in the back of my mind, I was just thinking, Crosby's not coming back in this season. Like,
And then next thing
And
you
he,
know,
he only missed a game.
Yeah. and they won the game that he missed, and I
Yeah.
was just sitting there thinking like,
I was at that
That's it.
game too.
also there's bases loaded, no outs. I like this.
all right, well we can actually start talking about hockey.
Yay! It's almost
Uh,
back.
Yeah, they're finishing the preseason up tonight.
Our next episode
Will have been after the first
after the
game.
home opener. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll be there probably.
I wish I could.
You know,
I had the option.
Maybe you had the option.
I have to work.
I have somewhat of an option.
You're working when you had the option of going to the game. Like
I've never been to a playoff game, so my goal, along with last year that I didn't do, is to save money and just go to a playoff game, like a further in playoff game.
Oh.
Because somebody doesn't want to take me.
They got eliminated in the second round last
I
year.
know.
Get in line.
I was.
Well, the line ran out.
Yeah, the line. There weren't enough tickets.
There wasn't enough games because they freaking lost.
I know.
Your number didn't get pulled.
I
The shop
never-
closed
Can't
up.
believe
My
how
number
many
never
games
gets
went.
pulled.
I was at their last win of. We were at their last win of the season last year.
Sad.
Yeah, and I was like 12 rows away from Kuznetsov scoring in Game 6.
Oh, Thinking in that game, I was like, okay, I didn't know Kuznetsov scored in that game.
No.
Turning this light on.
All right. Well, look, we still have. By the
Wait.
next time that we
That
record, thank
looks-
God we will actually know what the lines are going to look like, because
Ugh.
there's just still.
Am I crazy for thinking Sprong might not make the roster?
No,
I think
because
he might.
before
He's
sorry,
hurt, he's
just
dealing
be-
with an injury
but
right now.
Well,
what-
yeah.
and before Rutherford said he's going to be on the team, I would have told you he's not making the roster.
Yeah, I honestly at this point am thinking they might carry 8 defensemen to start.
I don't know. I'm
I-
not even going to say anything because I have no idea what they're doing. I'm just going to wait and see what happens when they play their first game.
I mean, I get Sprong is hurt right now. I don't know how much of that is true. I'm going to keep doing this.
Please
But
stop.
no. I really do think Ricola makes the team now.
I mean, if they're doing that, yeah, if they're going to keep an extra eight
But
defensemen.
he shouldn't be in the booth. That's the problem.
Who's sitting?
What do you what do you
Exactly.
Run 7D.
do?
Hey.
And even then, has Ruido really done anything to not be the seventh defenseman?
No. Let's ask
Run
some
80.
people. Yeah.
Just a center on the fourth line.
Just Shane. Fuck you, Simone.
Get out
and
there,
Whoever.
Riley.
Line 1, line 2, line 3.
Defensive pairing
Riley.
4.
Riley. 1v3.
You want defense? Here's defense.
So I guess
Never mind. the
now would be a
offense
good time, without taking too much time to do this, to give our predictions for the NHL season. But next episode, the season's gonna be started.
off. Yeah.
So
You're right.
So are we just going to do, like, divisions, I guess?
Yeah.
Let me pull it up.
we can kind of touch base as it goes on. But I think the Atlantic is pretty set.
Yeah.
At least in terms of the
The three
the
teams.
lock-ins, the three that aren't the wild card, with Tampa Bay, Toronto, and Boston. As far as the order, I really don't know. It's gonna be interesting to watch.
really is.
There's people that I've seen. I'm not one of these people that think those are the three best teams in the East in general, and they're all the same.
It's a stretch.
But anyway, so those three teams to me are 1, 2, and 3 in the Atlantic. Do they get a wild card? You'll have to wait and see. The Metro, I'm going, obviously, Pittsburgh. Washington, and is number 3. This is where it gets interesting. I made the mistake last year of thinking very highly on Carolina.
Mm-hmm. I
That's
did
not gonna,
too.
That's not going to happen again this year because I've seen what they have in net,
Oh.
and I'm not believing in it. The Islanders, no. The Rangers, they're not there yet. They could
No.
rebuild pretty quickly. I don't think that they're going to be there.
Yeah.
Philly made the playoffs last year. New Jersey made the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did.
Columbus made the playoffs last year.
Yes, they did.
That could very well happen again, but for the sake of not picking the exact same playoffs as last year, I'm going to, from the Metro, pick Pittsburgh, Washington, and Philly.
Okay. Fair enough.
As the wild cards, I think New Jersey takes a step back. I like they needed an MVP season from Taylor Hall to get there. They got him by 1 point in the playoffs
Yeah.
over Florida.
Yeah.
So my wild cards are going to be Columbus and Florida.
I agree. Completely agree.
I mean, we're all going to have the same thing.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that you guys would have Florida in.
Yeah, I really do like Florida.
They missed they got hot in the second half of last year and missed the playoffs by 1 point
Yeah.
to New Jersey.
Which
So
is wild.
I mean,
I don't
the only two teams I would consider even thinking of would be like New Jersey and maybe Buffalo if they live up to the hype.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, it's all hype right
Detroit's not going to be good.
No.
now. Detroit's butt.
Ottawa's going to suck. We know that. Montreal's going to suck.
And Ottawa doesn't have their first round pick.
Carolina, like I said, do not trust the goaltending. I think that they're going to be an exciting team to watch. They could be in top 10 in goals, but they're also going to be like bottom 5 in goals against.
Yeah.
The Islanders, I just don't think that there's enough there.
Hell no. Hell no.
And it's different in Carolina than it is in, say, Montreal. Montreal, they struggle because Carey Price has no one in front of him.
Yeah.
And Carolina, they struggle because they have no one behind them.
Carey Price to the Canes.
To the wait.
to the Hurricanes.
Oh my. His 10-year deal kicks in this season.
Yeah. Man.
The West is hard.
Okay, so yeah.
The West is very hard.
We're not going to do any playoff predictions or anything like that for the
Yeah.
time being. The Central. I think Winnipeg and Nashville are at the top there.
Yeah.
2 locks.
Yeah.
Dallas has been the best team in the preseason there. That means much.
Yeah.
But I do really like them. I'm obviously love Tyler Seguin. St. Louis brought in Ryan O'Reilly to beef up front. Minnesota, Colorado, Chicago. That rounds out the Central. That's a tough division.
Well,
Honestly, it's weird that the first team I'm rolling out is Chicago.
it's not weird because I told you that last year.
But I'm saying, as
Somebody who doesn't like to listen to me.
as somebody
You
that's
get
been-
one thing right, and now you're cocky.
as somebody that's followed hockey for a very long time, it's quickly.
Oh, yeah, it's weird.
It's weird how quickly this happened to
Yeah.
the Blackhawks.
I mean, that's why I said it so weirdly last time.
Colorado, I see very similar to New Jersey. I don't see them repeating that. They needed an MVP-like season from McKinnon
Yeah.
to get where they were. And once again, I don't know if I trust the goaltending situation. I
Are Varlamov and Grubauer splitting?
don't know what the plan is.
I hope.
Like a
I really don't.
1A, 1B? Because, I mean, I don't know.
Minnesota. Look how Eric Stahl was last year.
Yeah.
42 goals.
I don't know that there's no way that happens again.
No.
So to round out the 3 along with Winnipeg and Nashville, it's either St. Louis or Dallas. I'm going to give
I'm going to go with St. Louis.
an edge to St. Louis. They need Jake Allen to be better than he was last year.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to say Dallas makes the wild card, though.
Possibly. I got to pick my Pacific and then I'll decide. Looking at the Pacific, we all know about Vegas, what they did last year. But San Jose, I think, is going to win that
Oh, yeah, agreed.
division.
I think there's recession the entire way across the board, at least from the playoffs there. Except for the
If San
Sharks.
Jose doesn't win the Pacific, they lost the trade.
Yeah, okay.
The Kings,
Okay.
the Kings, who have looked terrible so far, brought in Ilya Kovalchuk.
Yeah,
Th-
I'm curious
I
to
don't
see
know
how
that
that goes.
that's a weird fit to me.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how it goes.
He's on a line with Kopitar and Brown.
Yeah.
Is this 2009?
I mean, Kopitar scored like 90-some points last season.
I know,
Yeah.
but it was a goddamn
You know,
joke, Tyler.
that's what I was gonna say. Is that team due for like what you said, due for aggression across the board? Kopitar, I don't know. There's no way that he's gonna score 90 points again. I don't think.
No.
And their second highest point getter was Doughty, and he had like 55 or
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. So to me, I'm gonna go San Jose, Vegas, and Anaheim. Part of me wants to put Calgary there.
Part of me wants to put Edmonton up there, but I know they're not going to be that good.
Part of me doesn't like Anaheim.
Edmonton is a team that before the season starts, you always want to put up there just because they have Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
And you would hope that Draisaitl is better than last year.
Oh,
He
yeah.
hopefully gets back to the when I say hopefully, I mean for Edmonton fans, gets back to the form that he was in 2 years ago.
Well, I mean, I think it's a whole for the sport just 'cause it's fun.
Yeah. But and then wild cards, I will go with Calgary and Dallas.
Yeah, I agree. Sad.
Okay. I'm going Winnipeg now. I mean, I didn't say anything for anything. I'm going Winnipeg, Nashville, and St. Louis, San Jose, Vegas, and I'm gonna say. I don't like Anaheim.
I don't either, but I don't think there's
I
anybody.
feel
that
like
can-
they're old.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's
they
what I
are.
said last year.
And Corey Perry isn't playing till like January
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
at the soonest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Calgary gets the third spot.
I feel like that's Rickard Rakell's team now. Basically,
Yeah.
he's the star of that team.
Is Silverberg still there?
Like, yeah.
Wow.
I don't think it was weird because that was the guy that they expected Vegas
Yeah.
to pluck.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Who did they take? No, it wasn't
Shea
that.
Theodore.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, big
deal.
extension.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna pick Calgary. Hopefully they live up to their hype again. Last
hope
year
they do.
they didn't.
They brought in a new coach. The Hurricanes' old coach, Bill Peters.
Got James Neal.
Got
Noah
James Neal.
Hannafin.
Hannafin.
Who's the other one?
And Lindholm
Yes.
in the trade that involved Hamilton.
I don't know. Hopefully. Then wild cards, I'm going to pick Dallas and
Arizona.
part of me was looking at them. I'm not going to lie. Part of me wanted to pick Arizona, but
There's a chance, dude. If Ranta actually
Vancouver?
Yeah, okay. Okay.
that's like picking Ottawa.
Yeah.
They're the Ottawa of the West.
Can we make a bet? I don't know what
Oh,
would be
no.
the bet.
I guess I'll say Anaheim because it was between Anaheim and LA. And if I'm picking with one of those two, I feel like Anaheim's more consistent even though I don't like them as much.
Okay, we're going to have to do something on Twitter because I don't know what it exactly should be, but if somebody wants to, I will change my pick and put Arizona in the playoffs if somebody's willing to do something, and if they don't, I'll do something. But the people of the internet get to pick what we do as a punishment.
So, you're putting Arizona in the playoffs if I agree to do something if they make it?
Yes.
Okay,
But the internet gets to
Yeah.
decide what that is.
I got you. All right.
So be careful.
No,
Okay.
I agree to it.
Okay.
Fine.
I'm so done. I'm cooked.
All right, internet. At around the 412, you know where to find us.
And you know where not to find me in like 6 months? Not there.
And speaking of the Hurricanes, apparently they asked the Maple Leafs about Nylander,
of course they did.
but they were the only team that actually. I'm sure a ton of teams have probably been calling, but
yeah.
for some reason it came out that they were the only the team that they've been identified as a team that asked about him.
Nylander pulling a bell.
Yeah. Except not.
Well, how does
way
it play
of
out?
shape. I think he'll.
He holds out.
Yeah, I think he'll hold out for about 10
and then-
games.
How long does it take to get in game condition though?
Dude.
Do you think he comes back and just immediately is in the lineup?
Oh yeah, he's back in the lap. I don't think he's up to speed immediately. By the way, Junko's warming up.
Yes.
But yeah, no, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But ultimately, I'm not too concerned about it.
Now, I was seeing, like if a team were to give him an offer sheet, they would just match it, like regardless of what it was, and figure it out later.
Oh yeah, of course.
That would be interesting to me. That's what I want to have happen, just because I want to see how it plays out down the line
Well,
for Toronto.
that's like the unwritten rule of the NHL is you don't offer sheet somebody or you're in for hell to pay. You know?
Yeah,
So it'll be interesting.
I guess so. But if you're a team that has a ton of money, and you know that Toronto can't afford to match it,
Well, they can afford it. It's just not ideal.
yeah. But I'm saying down the line, then,
Yeah.
and then maybe the team that offer sheeted him can get the guy that they can't re-sign because of it.
Yeah. Maybe.
And
I
we-
mean, the guy they can't re-sign would be Marner.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah.
They're
no,
signing.
yeah,
Tavares is signed. They're going to sign Matthews. Marner's the only question mark. Which playing with Tavares, he might price himself out.
And if you're the Leafs and you really believe and you are choosing, if you had to, Marner over Nylander, why not just?
Don't run on Marte even though the throw was way over his head.
Are you looking to shop him at all? Then
No. Not yet, at least.
well, when you say not yet, at least how much more time do they have?
I don't know because I didn't. Well, I mean, to be fair, I didn't expect the Steelers to even.
You
shop
talking about
Bell at all.
shopping Marner?
No Nylander, because at least in my eyes, I would assume that they would rather have Marner
Well,
over Nylander if they had to make that choice.
Since he's an RFA, you have till December 1st, and then he can't play if he doesn't have a contract.
Yeah.
So
He doesn't have a contract by December 1st, and
there's an issue.
then he is Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah. Then he's being a bitch. Probably the end of October is when I would start.
Well, that's not that far away.
Accept
Oh, I
your
know,
money.
Yeah. Yeah, just take the money. You're a fucking millionaire.
I mean, I know it's easy for us to say, but Willie,
And you just got to deal with Adidas, wherever it was, Under Armour.
I don't know.
He's already making bank.
But it's not necessarily about the money.
How
it's
much
the
does he
money
think-
that others are making?
How much does
know
he
that you're
think he's
better than.
worth?
The same as
If you say,
Pasternak and Ehlers.
I was about to say, if you say Draisaitl, I'm kicking you in the throat.
Well, I mean, then give him that money.
Yeah.
I mean, that's that's the money I'd give him.
But the problem is
Yeah.
he wants Draisaitl money.
He wants $8 million,
Okay, so in between.
and
Yeah.
he's not worth $8 million.
Not yet. That's the thing that's frustrating is so many of these guys now are saying, hey, pay me for the future instead of pay me for what I've done.
Yeah, and you can't do that because you don't know what's going to happen in
Yeah,
the future.
exactly. Yeah.
Well, I think a part of it is also that the cap's going up. They know that.
Yeah.
So I think soon we're just going to see everybody signing 1 years.
Probably.
You're paying me this much because I know the cap's going up next year. It's going
All
up
three
again.
sports are going to be locked out in 3-4 years, so we're going to resort to just talking about whatever the fortnight of that time is. Probably still Fortnite at this rate.
What do you guys think about Gritty?
Fuck him.
I think he's great.
I'm going to start shit with him on our podcast account.
I think he's amazing. I think amazing in a hilarious way.
Oh, I agree.
Like I he's so funny.
He looks like the crackhead brother of Oscar the Grouch.
He looks like the final form of Jake Voracek.
The final form.
The final form. Pete Voracek.
Like
Playoff.
Super Saiyan God 4 of Jake Voracek or whatever
Playoff
whatever you say.
Prime Voracek.
I don't want to see playoff prime Voracek again.
No, I don't either.
No, I think he's great. He's hilarious. It's
Uh,
fun. It's funny.
So, like,
I mean, for how boring a sport the NHL, not the actual sport, but like everything surrounding the sport of hockey is like typically like known as boring.
yeah. He's not boring.
He's not like he's fun.
He's really fucking funny.
Yeah. So I think it's great.
Did you guys see what Ryan Whitney said?
No.
He's like, he reminds me exactly of the Flyers. He's like the garbage dad that wants to fight the referees at your son's game.
He's like he was on Good Morning America, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
But that's
so-
the thing. To me, it doesn't even have as much to do with him as it does like the internet itself.
That and the fact whoever is behind that account and that act of it is doing it well.
Yeah.
Oh, Jung Ho. Hey, don't roll too far. The thing will get unplugged. Thank you.
This is history.
Is it, though?
That's the last year he played for the Pirates. His number.
Damn it.
Pretty insane. I mean, most people thought he was done.
We derailed.
And
This is live. Live stuff.
we're about to watch JHK go
Strike
yard.
out.
I'm about to check the Penguins score.
5-5.
I hope
believe.
that's a joke.
It was 5-5.
I mean, you said yourself no defense.
I know.
you've asked for this.
It's 5-5.
This is what you encouraged.
This is what the hate for Chris
That's
Letang
why.
is
That's why.
encouraged.
Like when you said it on Twitter, I was like at Eastern Conference
Yeah.
because what's it? What's it?
Yeah.
Wow, he just smoked that ball, too. That was the second pitch. Sign him up. He's playing short.
Pick up that 5.5 option.
Okay, don't go that far.
Hey, as opposed to paying Mercer $15 million.
Somewhere, Mitch is pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Manny Machado, who's that?
My
Well,
shortstop.
saying, I replied to you. The Eastern Conference. Is there one team in the Eastern Conference that is like a Nashville or a
Lightning.
San Jose, like defensively wise?
In the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, like
I'd
the Eastern
say-
Conference for me, it's like all
Oh,
offense.
maybe not. I mean, Boston has a
I mean,
pretty
they
good
have
defensive core.
specific like good defensemen, but like as a core, no team has like a all around defensive core like in Nashville or
Boston's-
San Jose now.
Boston's isn't bad.
I mean, the top two are what McAvoy and Chara.
Somehow, yeah.
Then after that, I mean,
Carlo.
well, I'm talking like shut
Krug?
down defensemen.
Krug.
Where like the
He's
main,
more offensive.
I guess
defenseman.
Carolina.
Yeah. But we see where that's got them.
Washington's was good in the playoffs last year. I mean, if they
Yeah.
play like that this
Well,
year.
I'm thinking like you think of Nashville, you don't think of their forward, you think of their defense. And I'm trying to think of a team in the Eastern Conference that's like that, and I don't have one. Eastern Conference is like all offense.
Yeah.
Because Eastern, I mean, it makes sense because the Eastern Conference has moved towards like what the Penguins basically made the Eastern Conference, which is all speed.
I mean, generally speaking, if you're like a hockey fan, You look at the Penguins and you know the guys on the back end for the Penguins now.
Yeah.
I'm not saying when they get traded.
Well, I'm not
here
saying you
know who
don't
they
know them. I'm saying like when people think of either team, people
That's the
think
first
of
thing they go
people
to.
think of the offense of the Penguins.
Yeah.
They don't think of the defense.
are. Yeah.
But Nashville, they think of the defense.
That swing just looks so disrespectful.
That leg kick though. Imagine having a 27 Gong jersey. I can relate.
I had
Jersey? I don't have a jersey.
one. I had
I had
one.
a shirt.
Yeah. Bought the jersey and then
So I'm
like
ready
2
to
weeks
buy
later the DUI happened.
I'm ready to buy the 16 shirt.
That was
next
that was the start. His
Um,
jersey was the start of my jersey mishaps.
I'm starting it now. If you buy another jersey, I will super kick you.
I don't plan on it.
Good.
year. Oh.
I mean, there's no one to buy. Go get Harper and Machado, then yeah, we'll talk.
Oh my God.
Hard to. It would be harder for me to ruin those.
You know what we're doing? Wherever Harper signs, we'll get you a jersey,
That's fine.
and we'll watch him
I'll wear it.
collapse.
My Mormon brother.
Oh yeah, that's right. Never mind. He's got wheels too. Okay, what were we talking about?
Hockey.
Yeah. He brought up there.
Just bringing up how the Eastern Conference is like all offensive teams.
Yeah, no, I got nothing. I got nothing.
Me either. I mean, the best. The Lightning,
Hedman.
Hedman, Sergachev, and Strawman.
Kook. Whatever. However.
I mean, theirs is good,
Yeah.
but
but it's like
No. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to think of the. Now I'm just thinking of who has the best in the East.
it might be Tampa Bay. They have McDonough too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. That's weird to think Ryan McDonough's still good.
Making $4.5 million.
Jack Johnson's about to win the Norris, by the way.
I'm pissed.
Did they change what that award is given to?
No,
Yeah, the worst defenseman.
just
The
wait.
guy who is playing but shouldn't be.
Gonna reclaim the throne.
All right. Well, that wraps up hockey. So, talked a little bit about the NFL, I guess. Before,
Why are you like
Yeah.
dancing around it?
what do you mean?
You're just dancing around it, even though it's been announced twice. It got moved once.
Actually, before we move on, should we do what similar to what Steve does on his show for hockey? Each month they have a Stanley Cup final prediction, like just the two teams
Jeez.
and the winner, so it can change each month.
All right. Pittsburgh, San Jose, Pittsburgh.
yeah, agreed. As of right now, agreed.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
Well, that wasn't fun.
It's not. I mean, I knew I was gonna pick San Jose. I wasn't sure if I was gonna pick
Yeah.
Pittsburgh,
So
but
I have
since
to
the
wait for him to
season
text
hasn't
me.
started,
That's the thing.
it's
Oh,
all right.
okay.
So, I guess we
Fuck, he's probably talking to someone again. And by someone, I mean a group of people.
6-5 Penguins
Yeet.
with 2 minutes left.
Yeet.
All right. So
2 minutes left in the game.
this is stuff that I kind of want to talk about with him, but we can bring up first. They put out another video as far as explanations for it, but roughing the passer
It still doesn't make sense. It will never make sense.
is we're at the point of no return with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gone completely overboard. It's almost like now, like quarterbacks aren't supposed to be. They're supposed to still be an athlete in the football team, but you're starting to look at them almost like people say football players, kickers, and punters. Quarterbacks are almost in that spot now to me, where they're not even actually a football player; they're just a quarterback.
Yep.
Unless you're like Cam Newton.
Cam Newton runs, yeah,
And gets destroyed.
and gets destroyed but he goes past the last scrimmage, and then at that point, he actually is a football player.
Or is he a body bag?
Even though on that Ryan Fitzpatrick garbage slide where Bostic hit him, really couldn't do anything about because that slide was so terrible, he got flagged for it.
It's like Gregory Polanco sliding there. Gregory.
I mean, I tweeted this. I'm all for player safety and like protecting players, but there's a certain point where
You're taking the football to football.
yeah, it's not football anymore. Like that's really soft. It's not entertaining.
Well, that's the thing with what the NFL is doing. Are they basically saying that college football doesn't protect their players enough?
Bold statement.
I'm just
Bold
saying
strategy.
because they don't have
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same.
I mean, I mean I'm biased, but college is more entertaining than the NFL. So
But
See, I don't think so.
that's not what I'm asking though.
I know, but
saying-
this takes entertainment out of it.
Yeah, so
I
I'm
don't want to
saying-
see those flags.
I'm saying from the why is the NFL more strict with it than college?
See, now here's the thing. What if we're
Or
all
why
just,
is their rules?
what
Why
if
their
we're all
rules
just playing to their game? Because the more people that talk about it, the more people are going to watch and go, "Oh, that's fucking stupid," but they're still watching.
Well, yeah, that's yeah. I'm never gonna stop watching football.
Yeah, but what if
Yeah,
they're
I'm not
just-
gonna not watch. It's
exactly.
it's just more annoying.
That's what I mean. And like the more people,
I mean, you
talk
watch the
about
Penguins, you hate Letang. He annoys you. You get, you get it.
Yeah.
It gives us more to complain about.
Yeah,
it-
and any publicity is good publicity.
yeah, but we'd be talked about it either way.
Yeah.
So why do something to piss people off if they're going to talk about it if they're happy about it too?
Keeps it relevant.
I think it would be regardless, though, is what I'm saying.
But
It's not like the NFL's.
to bring it probably closer to earth, memes make people happy. Do you understand how quick
I'm
the
seeing where it's going.
meme schedule is?
The what?
Meme schedule.
What is
Like
that?
this moth thing came up out of nowhere. It'll be gone next week.
Mm.
If the NFL made everyone happy on roughing the passer, wouldn't matter. Everyone would forget about it in a week. But now that every week it's pissing someone off, it's getting more and more steam where more and more people are hearing about it, where more and more people are going to start watching because, hey, you got to see it for yourself and make your own opinion. Did Marte just shake his hand? He did.
To go back to your original point of college, I feel like
Oh, yeah.
the reason they're different is because NFL quarterbacks are more valuable in a sense.
Oh, yeah.
Because of
100%.
I mean, they get paid first off, so they're more valuable to their team. And because college, I mean, I get they're valuable to the team in college, and they should protect them. But
Just
They're-
my
I
thinking
mean-
is the guys in the NFL are receiving a paycheck for taking those hits. The guys in college aren't.
oh yeah, I know. I'm just saying from the NFL standpoint, it's like these guys are worth more money wise. So to not piss off owners or teams, we should protect them.
Which you two are pretty much saying the exact same thing, just two different ways.
Yeah.
You're speaking from each side of it, so.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. Like to me, like I said, college is more entertaining. But to me, like I was annoyed watching that game on Monday because anytime you hit the quarterback, it's a flag.
Yeah, it's like the refs got sick of calling it. Like you could hear in
Yeah.
their voice, they're like, roughing the passer,
Like
defense, 15-yard penalty.
I forget who was explaining it, but I saw someone explaining it like the new like you can't put your weight on
Body
them.
weight, yeah.
Yeah, and they explained that there's a difference. You can tell when someone is just literally form tackling, because like what Clay Matthews did, that's a perfect form tackle. That's what they teach you to do.
Yeah.
Or you can tell whenever they like are actually like driving that
Yeah.
person with their weight into the ground.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
there's a difference. You can see that.
And well, that was my point, going to what like Clay Matthews did, where it was perfect form tackling. These guys have been taught to do things a certain way the entire time, and now you're asking them to do something completely different.
I think it's the
You're
NFL.
basically
have-
asking them to do what Aaron Donald did last night, is
Yeah.
just whip him and throw him around.
And you're gonna have more cases like William Hayes for the Dolphins, who tore his ACL trying to tackle Derek Carr differently because he didn't want to get a flag.
I just think the NFL doesn't understand
And the thing
their
is,
own
these
product.
quarterbacks are like Flacco said that the roughing the passer rules are stupid; they're overboard. Derek Carr said the same thing. So these quarterbacks understand that it's ridiculous.
It's just the NFL doesn't understand their own product, and they'll do anything for $1.
NFL won't change it until Brady says it.
What
Let's
if
be
Bra-
real.
What if Brady retires at the end of this year if it keeps going this way?
I mean,
Completely random.
he probably loves it.
Apparently, he almost left after last year.
Yeah.
So
God.
who knows?
Can you imagine if they finish with a losing record somehow?
If they finish with a losing record, that has to be it.
Agreed. For both him
But
and
then-
Belichick.
But then he'll sit there and be like, "Oh, I can't go out like this,"
Would he, though?
and then he comes back and wins the Super Bowl the following year.
I mean, that probably would happen.
Fuck. That got turned around real quick.
Yeah,
about
I
it.
mean, your Chicago thing was one thing, but New England having a losing record, yeah, I'll nix that.
Yeah,
Bookmark it. Bookmark it.
I'm gonna say
What's more likely? Browns make the. I feel like the Browns making playoffs is more likely than New England having a losing record.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
yeah.
If
Yeah.
if New England
But
was
I think-
0-3, I'd say otherwise. But
If New England was 0-3, I'd still think that they'd get to like 10-6.
fair enough.
Once it just goes back to their name. Like until that they
Yeah.
don't, like
Yeah.
I don't know. But anyway, going back to the Steelers, what did you? We haven't. This is obviously our first episode since their last game.
Yeah.
So, What did you like, dislike?
I like the fact that Vance McDonald ended the dude's season with a stiff arm.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Did you
Stiff ar-
see he tweeted last night?
I hope somebody gets stiff armed.
Yeah.
He was like, "Fuck,
I
man."
need the attention off me.
Yeah.
He does. He really needs some something like that
That's
to
not
happen
even
to somebody
the first
else.
time he's gotten viciously stiff armed.
Yeah, I know.
So I mean, like, dude, just get stronger.
Shout out to whoever pulled up all those pictures. It's like his worst enemy.
Well, from that game, I liked the defense in the first half. Not so much the second half.
Towards the end of the second half was
But that's
pretty good.
so Steelers. Like they have the lead and they just
choke.
they don't play prevent necessarily, but it's essentially that.
Yeah.
Are they closer to the defense we saw in the first half or the second half?
Second half.
Closer to? Yeah, probably second half.
I think they're starting to figure
Yeah,
themselves
they're
out.
buns. Secondary is buns without Hayden.
But as we said earlier, it doesn't
Although
matter.
Mike Hilton had a good game.
Yeah. It doesn't matter about your secondary if you can just get to the passer, which I think is what they're starting to learn. Because they went back to it at the end there whenever it came down to crunch time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like our front seven is supposed to be the strength.
Yeah.
Of this team. No, we know that the secondary is not good. That's why you need guys like Cam Hayward. I don't know where the hell Tuitt's been,
Yeah.
but anyway, he needs to step up. Watt, I'm not. You know,
he's been doing
he's done
well.
2 games without a sack. But
oh, really?
But anyway, you're not gonna get sacks every game. But anyway, and then Bud Dupree came out of
Hot and cold.
nowhere with a pick six.
Yeah.
Thanks, Bud, for the fantasy
Yeah.
points.
And he had 8 quarterback pressures in week 1. So really, I guess it was just week 2 so far that he didn't show up. Which apparently he was at some girl's house.
I forgot about that. Damn.
But it seems like Vince Williams has actually become the new Mike Mitchell for Steeler fans.
Really?
Yeah, people
Like
are
the scapegoat.
people are hating on him a lot on Twitter.
Why?
I don't know. I mean,
Probably because he talks a lot.
where has he been?
Wow.
Really, I've
Dude.
noticed John Bostic way more.
Cody Sensabaugh has sucked.
Does he ever turn around? Is he ever actually looking at where the ball is?
No. I'm surprised he doesn't get called for more PI because of that.
Yeah.
That's why I'd rather see Artie Burns go through the struggles than watch Cody Sensabaugh because
Artie Burns has sucked too.
yeah, no, I know,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I'm still at least holding out hope there.
Yeah.
Like Cody
He's-
Sensabaugh,
Artie Burns is like the Pedro. I think I said this last week. He's like the Pedro Alvarez of the
Yeah.
Steelers. He's either really hot or he's really cold.
well, the thing is, at least he openly talked about it the last couple of days where he knows he's at the breaking point in his career.
Mhm.
Like it's do or die really, and
Yeah.
that starts this week.
Mhm.
They're gonna rotate. It sounds like him, Sensabaugh. I don't know if they're gonna be able to rotate Sutton because it sounds like he's going to play in the slot. Hilton's doubtful.
Oh, is he?
So yeah, Hilton and Burnett looks like they're both going to miss the game.
Oh, wow.
But they're getting DeCastro and Gilbert back.
Terrell Edmonds is going to have or is that his name? Is
Yeah.
that his brother? What's his brother's name?
Tremaine.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. He's going to have a hell of a time this week in that case.
Yeah, I mean, he's already started before, but yeah,
Well, no,
first
he's gonna
Steelers
be moved
Ravens.
around,
Yeah,
yeah.
first Steelers Ravens week,
Play Marcus Allen.
prime time.
Please.
Missing 2 defensive backs, he might get a helmet.
I hope.
He seems like a really cool dude.
He's
I
a
mean,
cool
I
dude.
think that he would get.
Screw Penn State though.
I think he would get a helmet before they brought up like a Brian Allen from the practice squad or anything.
Oh, okay.
But we haven't seen much from Nat Burry
Of course not.
yet. So I mean, he's more just a special teams guy. I really don't know what they're going to do in this game.
Who
Missing 2 guys
was-
from the secondary. That's already
Who was the
Bad.
linebacker that supposedly might get a shot this week?
yeah. Thomas, I believe is his. What's his first name?
I don't
Michael
know.
Thomas.
Oh, you mean the wide receiver?
No,
I'm just being an asshole.
is that his name? Why
I
can't I
think,
think
so.
of
I
who?
think it is.
No idea.
He's a rookie.
Now you're putting doubt in my mind. Yes,
I'm sorry.
he is.
I was just making a joke.
And he wears number 46. I know his number, but anyway, yeah. I don't know if that's for. Is that for Vince?
Maybe.
Because Bostic's been fine.
So, yeah.
I mean, surprisingly. But I really don't know. He's taking first team reps. We'll see him.
They told him to be ready.
Yeah,
So,
but that's so
odd.
that's like teasing
Yeah.
to me. It's like a teaser. Be ready. Like, what does that mean? Like, are you telling me I'm starting? Or are you telling me I'm gonna get into game action with the first? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he'll play. Have we heard anything?
He just texted me and said, "Hey, hey."
Hey, hey. Well,
It's Fat Albert.
hey, hey, hey.
Oh, we didn't talk about really college at all.
Who cares? Who cares?
Get out of your room.
I thought I was gonna get away for a week.
Pitt.
Sucks.
And then to make matters worse, UNC does what they did last night against Miami, so that makes Pitt look even worse.
What'd they do? I didn't even look.
Did
was
they
the
get
first-
wrecked? I think wrecked might be putting it lightly.
I mean, Miami's a good team, so I'm assuming
47-10.
Oh.
I'll make a little.
47-10 after that team beats Pitt, and we were talking about how Miami was overrated coming into the season, and Kenny Pickett broke them last year.
Oh,
he's-
how
he's-
the tables have
He still broke
turned.
them.
Yeah,
They're still overrated. However,
but that's what I'm saying. So
Pitt
they
still sucks,
they got blown out by LSU.
which now doesn't look as bad because LSU's really good.
Yeah.
LSU's what, top 10 now? I think like number 6.
Somewhere up there.
So LSU is pretty good, which doesn't help for people who say Alabama doesn't play anybody.
No. I keep going back to it, but I don't know why I thought that Ole Miss would give them a tough game.
Yeah. What 63
62-7.
62-7?
Yeah, it was
Jesus.
it was tied at 7. That's when we were recording with Donnie. I
I
looked and it was
know.
tied at 7,
Yeah.
and then didn't look at it after that.
And then what happened?
The ultimate, and then what happened?
Alabama's a 49-point favorite this week.
Who do they play?
Louisiana Lafayette.
I can't believe I'm saying this. Do you take the over?
I don't know.
See?
Do I take the over?
Like,
Yeah.
you mean like, do I take Lafayette with the points?
Yeah, I don't know
Like
what you mean
they're
by
going to be within
You mean
49
total
points?
point? When you say over, I'm thinking total points, or do you mean
Yeah.
Alabama's going to beat them by more than that?
Both, actually. Now that you bring that up, both. I might say yes either way.
I'm going to say no, they don't beat them by 49 points. I'm going to take Lafayette with the points.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, that's just crazy.
I mean, we've seen it
I mean,
multiple times this year.
granted,
Yeah.
we just got done saying they beat Ole Miss 62-7, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
And that's Ole Miss.
That's a lot of points.
That's
I
a
don't
lot
care
of
who
points.
they play. That's a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Louisiana Lafayette with the points.
Fair enough.
I'm assuming that's the biggest spread in college football this week.
It has to be. There's
Probably.
no chance there's anything higher.
Ohio State and Penn State play this week.
That should be a bigger spread.
I like how we both had that, like, hold on, what did he just say?
Also, I've been wanting. I've almost forgotten. I'm so glad that I didn't. Penn State fans tell Pitt fans to stop hanging on to the 42-39 win.
You know, all they
right?
do is hang on to the last
But
one.
to that freaking blocked field goal
Mhm.
that they ran back and won in their last whiteout when Ohio State was there.
Hang
I-
on by a thread.
I hate college fans. I hate them.
So yeah,
Penn State fans at me.
Don't do
Z23
that.
Smitty.
Don't do that.
at me.
Don't do that.
What?
At me
Why?
too.
That'll get bad.
At me too. Actually, it'd be worse if you at me.
Yeah, because you're just going to, like, fire right back.
Let's see. Top 25 teams. Oregon and Cal play. They're 2 ranked teams.
BYU.
BYU and BYU and Washington. That's like the 2 primetime games. So like the primetime game
Is that game?
primetime game for ABC is Penn State and Ohio
Yeah.
State. Primetime game for Fox is BYU and Washington. So
Is that packed coverage?
I guess so. It's at Washington. They're the Pac-12.
Yeah.
Washington. So like, I mean, they're obviously BYU biased probably, but BYU has on BYU TV they have a show like it's called After Further Review, and they have like the play-by-play announcer, for BYU, 2 former players. One of them played in the NFL, and then Blaine Fowler, who had played for BYU, and he is also like works for like ESPN as well. But they all picked BYU to upset, I mean, I know there's some
Yeah.
bias, but they
Yeah.
all picked Wisconsin to beat them as well. So they aren't always biased.
What are they buying in?
Is Herb Street announcing the Ohio State-Penn State game? That'd be interesting.
That'd be nice.
Because he went to Ohio State, but he also picked Penn State's quarterback to win the Heisman.
That's bold.
Yeah, that's an Omega lol. But yeah, Penn State and Ohio State. Who you got?
Ohio State.
Pitt. I don't know. I really don't.
Twitter.
Yes, actually. Yes.
I'm picking Ohio State. I think they win by like a touchdown. Late touchdown.
Fair enough.
And then BYU and Washington. I know I asked you this week. You said Washington.
Yeah, I said Washington.
I'm going BYU just because I'm buying in.
I have to stick with it.
But you don't think Washington will cover?
No.
Because
What
they
you
gave
said the spread is
they
like,
gave Washington 17.5.
Yeah. I think
They
it should be
gave
I think it should be
Wisconsin-
single digits.
They gave Wisconsin 23.5.
Yeah. I'm saying it's gonna be single digits, but I think Washington wins.
I mean, I'm obviously going to be Homer. I'm going to pick BYU, and they're going to beat them by the same score they beat Wisconsin, 24-21.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we got
And
about
Pitt's
15
going to lose,
minutes.
obviously.
Got about 15 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be about 15 minutes for us, but a couple seconds for you. You want to introduce it, even though we've already done it like 3 times?
All right. Yeah. We're to be joined by former Steelers and Colts tight end Wesley Saunders. Spent
Freak athlete, by the way. I didn't realize that.
Yeah. So watch some tape on him on YouTube, and hey, at some NFL team, sign him.
Yeah, right.
It's alive, I'm revived. It's the vibe, it arrived. Kiss the sky, did the time. Please advise it, it's advised to be advised. And we advise you not fuck with me and mine. And keep in mind that we don't mind losing our minds.
Alrighty, and we are back with Wesley Saunders. Wesley, how we doing today?
Hey man, how's it going? How you guys doing?
Not bad. We're wrapping up our show right now, getting to the NFL portion of it. Talked a little bit already, but awesome to have somebody that's actually played in the league before on the show.
Hey, well, I'm glad to be here, and I'm hoping I can offer some of my expertise, so to speak.
Yeah. All right. So we got some questions for you, specifically you, but also the state of the NFL in general. So first off, we kind of touched base on this already, but I think it's pretty apparent how the fans feel about the roughing the passer going overboard. What is your take on that?
Well, you know, it's one of those things that's kind of common sense. You know, if it doesn't look like an egregious kind of thing, it's up to the discrepancy of the referee. Then it shouldn't, you know, it should be a case by case basis. You know, and especially if it's hindering the game and the flow of the game, you know, that can really make a difference. So, you know, I obviously, like everyone, I'd like to see it ease up a bit.
Yeah, and so they put out a video today, and it made it pretty apparent that they have no intention of doing that. So they're sending, I guess, another tape to teams for them to watch to show them illegal and legal plays. And as a football player, you being one yourself, obviously you play a different position, but as a defensive player trying to get into that mindset, you've been taught to tackle a certain way your entire life and do things a certain way, and now they're basically telling you, no, you can't do that. That's got to be a hard adjustment.
Oh, that's tough. That'll be tough in any field, you know, any profession. You know, so obviously, we can find some analogy that could relate to the common world. But you know, having someone do a certain thing for much of their lives one way, and then telling them abruptly to stop doing it that way, especially when they're grown, you know, it's already settled in how to tackle and how we've been tackling. I guess you could do like Aaron Donald did last night and just throw guys to the ground.
That's
the
exactly what I
example.
said.
That's
It's
the
like
example.
that's what they have to do now is just whip them down.
Yeah.
So
it better be safe. Sorry.
with what you're saying and with what we've said, you know, you go your entire life doing something, and then you got to learn how to change. Imagine if tomorrow we woke up and just all of a sudden somebody decided that we were going to rename all the colors.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we got to learn all these new colors now. Everything that we know is out the window. Math, as we know, it's gone too. Starting tomorrow, it's just everything that we know is changing. And for football, like, it's hard to put it in perspective for us as regular people, but that's what we have to do. We got to understand that these guys are no longer allowed to do things that they've been able to do their entire life in their profession.
Correct. Yeah, that's exactly it. And so people with regular fans, I guess, would think, hey, it's not that hard. Just ease up a little bit once you get to the quarterback. It's never been that kind of party on defense. I know that for a fact. So I used to play defense myself. So I do understand that mindset. It's a hunting mentality. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out, though.
What position did you play on defense?
I played defensive end and I played a little bit of middle linebacker, actually. A lot of people don't know that I was recruited as heavily on defense as I was on offense.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. There you go.
Yeah.
The insight around the 412, providing you stuff you didn't know before.
There you go. There you go, man. I like the glitz and glamour of scoring touchdowns a little bit more than being on the defensive side of the ball where teams were able to run away from it. I would get very frustrated not being in on the action. So
Yeah.
that led me to stick with offense.
Were you about to ask something, Tyler?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was just curious on your take of it's like after Clay Matthews, he had this 3 weeks in a row. Didn't he say something about like how it's become like soft? And I was just like wondering if you think that's a correct statement. If it's just becoming like a soft when it comes to roughing the passer.
Well, when it pertains to that specific call, I grew up in the days where, my favorite quarterback was Brett Favre, and I would watch him get roughed up pretty good by guys like Reggie White and, these monsters coming at him. So as far as how they're being treated right now, I wouldn't call it soft, but I would say they're getting shown a lot of gratitude from the refs and from the league. But, football as a whole won't ever be able to be soft. It's not a soft sport at all. It's not a natural sport. It's collisions going on every play. So they're just trying to limit the ones on that specific play. So, like I said, it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something you said basically at the very beginning that caught my ear and made me think about something else. Was you said, it's just common sense for the most part.
Yeah.
And there's another thing that's obviously, now we have the Jesse James rule, the catch. And as somebody that actually did catch passes, last year in that game against New England, what was your original thought when you saw that wasn't a catch?
What is a catch? After that, I was trying to figure out. Obviously, the Dez Bryant thing did come to mind, but at this point, I won't even. I will side on the side of the player, because now I guess everyone's coming around saying that was a catch. Me personally, I understand that there is such a fine line between what's a catch and what's not a catch that I don't want to leave any bit of a doubt when it comes to that. So I want to make sure that the catch is completed, that my hand was underneath the ball the whole time, and there was no wiggle room. So, I'm thinking of all these things as I'm hitting the ground, because I had a similar catch that actually Coach Tomlin pointed out after that catch I had in Kansas City, talking about what would have happened had the ball juggled a little bit when I hit the ground, or had I dropped it too early, that it wouldn't have been a touchdown. So, I've actually been in those situations. So, it can go both ways.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Let's get to you specifically. What was your college football experience like?
Oh, man, college football was great. College football in the SEC, man, there's nothing like it. At the University of South Carolina, it was playing under Coach Spurrier, man. It was a different kind of environment. It definitely got me ready to play in the NFL and going against top-tier defenses every single week. It was crazy. So, it was one of those things where I knew what I was getting myself into, and I wanted to see if I was as good as I thought I was. They said if you were the best, you should go to the SEC and prove your talents against the other best. So that's what I look forward to the most in the competition. So it was wonderful out down there in Columbia.
What other schools besides South Carolina were heavily recruiting you, and did you almost consider going to another one, or was it always kind of South Carolina's it?
We worked the list down from about 60 schools to about 3 within the last few months of recruiting, and I knew that Louisville, University of Louisville, University of North Carolina were going to be finalists, and as well as Florida State. I actually was planning on committing to the University of Louisville, and they fired Bobby Petrino abruptly. So that changed everything.
Yeah.
And Coach Spurrier was always one of the top guys on my list. And it was pretty close to home. So actually, the thing that knocked the University of North Carolina out of the running at the end was the fact that they were too close to home. They were about 10, 15 minutes away from where I grew up. and I used to visit their campus all the time, so I felt like I needed to get away. And that's what led me to choose South Carolina. But there were, Louisville and North Carolina were neck and neck for number 2.
Okay. Were you about to say something?
Yeah, so like out of the three of us, I'm I guess the college football guy when it comes to that.
Mhm.
So in your college football time, you were playing against Florida when Tebow was there, right?
Yes.
So
yes.
what was those
Tebow
games like playing against that Florida team?
It's funny. People talk about Tebow and that offense and Percy Harvin and those guys, but I don't think that the defense gets enough credit.
Yeah.
I was just talking. I was playing against at one time it was Joe Hayden and Major Wright and Brandon Spikes and Carlos Dunlap and Cunningham and all these first round NFL picks on defense, and of course had a Tebow and these Pro Bowlers on offense. So that's one of those instances where you realize, hey, I'm potentially playing against some future NFL stars here, so let me up my game. And I definitely felt like those Florida teams made me bring my A game every single time. And and I always like to brag on my boy Joe on the fact that he only gave up one touchdown his last year at Florida, and that just happened to be to me. So we always joke back and forth about that.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I was just gonna say that's pretty sweet. But so like every game in college, like they emphasize that like every game is important and you move on. But like, was that game specifically so special just because of like how good that team was?
Oh yeah, that's specifically how good the team was, and of course who our coach was. Coach Spurrier is a staple in Gainesville, so that game was very special to him as well. So it added a little extra edge for him. Now, of course, our true rivals being Clemson across state, that always takes precedent over the Florida game. But I would say Florida is number 2 close.
Yeah, and one more question about college. So I know I've seen a lot of college athletes say, and I'm sure it's like at multiple levels too, but in college, I guess there's something about going into like a hostile environment that a lot of people like. So did you prefer playing home and having the fans behind you, or playing away and having everybody like on your back the whole time?
I'm one of those weird guys who performs better under pressure. So, going away and seeing the disgust in people's faces when we showed up, LSU, I can remember, Ole Miss, these teams, it was a very hostile environment. And it was almost like you were going to war. And when you're with a bunch of guys like that, it brings a certain camaraderie. Now, if you're not built like that, and if you're one of those, teams that might be kind of scared, then you're going to go in there and get blown out. But that never happened with any of the South Carolina teams that I was on. It was almost like we always came together and found a way to make it work when we were going into a hostile environment. And I can honestly say maybe Georgia will probably be one of the toughest environments we played in down there between the hedges and Athens. And, we've come out victorious down there. So I think we definitely play a lot better when we're on the road.
Sweet.
Okay. Alrighty, so kind of switching gears now. What was life like, or what is life like for a player in training camp?
Training camp is vastly different than what it was when I first got into the league. In 2011, we were still we were still doing almost the old school way of training camp. We still had 2 a days. We didn't. I don't think we had any true limits on padded practices. Like I said, my teammates were Palomar Lewis Harrier and Brett Kiefel and these guys. So it was still that old school mentality of we got to get this done. It doesn't really matter how you're feeling, let's get to it. Nowadays, training camp is more geared toward player safety, as it should be. But there's just differences in how it's being done now, as opposed to how it was done then. So now it's definitely more geared more towards preserving the player and making sure we come out healthy so we can put the best product on the field.
Yeah, gotcha. Specifically, though, like on a day-by-day basis, like how much free time did you have when you were in training camp?
Little to none. Training camp is not really meant for you to have free time.
Yeah.
If you got too much, if you got free time, you're doing something wrong. I thought, honestly, I was assuming that we'd have more free time, but it's really not meant for that. It's really for a few weeks for you to just dedicate yourself to nothing but football. And thankfully, I was able to come to an organization that had so many veterans to teach me that, because I was looking for, days off or time off to go home or do other stuff. And it's like, no, this is football season now. This is your job now. This is what you're here to do. So, luckily I had a neighbor like Ryan Clark telling me what I needed to do and when I needed to be there and things of that nature. So it was intense.
Yeah, that almost kind of ties into the next thing I was going to ask, because you said, you were thankful that you went to an organization that had that old school mentality. I was going to ask you, what do you think was like the biggest thing that separates the Steelers from other organizations in that aspect, or at least in your time with them?
Well, the Steelers, it's unlike any other organization because I feel like the fans are tied into the players, which is tied into the organization as a whole. So it's kind of this family feeling. And when you have family, you hold family accountable. It doesn't have to be cute, doesn't have to be pretty, but everybody is there for that other person, and you don't really want to let that other person down. Now, as far as other organizations, from what I've heard, or maybe from what people may have mentioned, it could be a every man for himself kind of thing, but you never get that feeling in Pittsburgh, and they won't ever let you feel like it will be that. So I would say the accountability is something that makes Pittsburgh so different from a lot of places. I've only ever been to one other organization, but I can definitely speak on the Steelers' family-oriented background.
Yeah, that's the next thing. The biggest difference between the Steelers and Colts organizations. So you would say that then?
Well, at the time when I was with, they just run differently. When you have an ownership who have two totally different personalities, two different backgrounds, then of course they're going to run things differently, and especially the city itself of Indianapolis, which is a great city, and the Earthsayers run their organization well. But like I said, it was just a difference of environment. When I got to Indianapolis, as a matter of fact, in 2012 to the 2013 season, they were the youngest team in the league at the time. I left the Pittsburgh Steelers, which was the oldest team, and India was just named the youngest, with Andrew having his first year there. So it was a lot of different energy around the locker room there, and they handled it differently, and as they should.
All right. If you could go back and do one thing differently in your career, what would you have done?
Wow. Aside from getting suspended for over-the-counter drugs that I wasn't supposed to take, man, that's pretty much my biggest thing right there. Obviously everyone says your mistakes are what make you, but right now, that's I do believe one of the key factors as to why I'm not on the team right now. I know people a lot of times you talk about your reputation preceding you. That's kind of how it goes in the NFL, and especially when you haven't had the opportunity to make a name for yourself, and then you go out there and make a mistake off the field that takes away from your play, takes away from anybody wanting to see what you have to do. So I am this Pro Bowl talent, not on the field right now because of some mistakes that I made when I was younger. So regardless, obviously I'm fortunate enough to be an NFL veteran and be vested in my time playing in the NFL, but I do believe things would be a lot different had I not shot myself in the foot early on. And that's what I like to preach to the young guys. That's what I like my message to talk about when I'm out speaking to people and talking about my experiences.
Yeah, I feel like you just keep answering my next question when you're answering one. It's like you know what I'm going to ask. I was going to say, so do you believe that you would be in the NFL still, had that not happened, if you didn't have that stuff on your resume?
Oh, certainly. Because I put myself in positions that I shouldn't have had to be in. For instance, my second suspension with the Indianapolis Colts for Adderall as well. They brought in Jack Doyle. And, Jack was a good friend of mine, but, obviously they wouldn't have had to bring Jack in had I not spent 8 games sidelined because of a suspension. And, when I got back, I finished the season there. But ultimately, they decided to keep Jack. And I was happy for Jack, but, the facts are the facts. I put myself in a position to have my spot taken away. And, it was one of those humbling experiences that I had no one to blame but myself, had no one to point to. So I had to, dig internally and understand what the situation was that was presented to me and move forward from there. So.
Gotcha. All right. Well, you've played with a ton of great players. Who do you personally think is the best player that you've ever been on a team with?
Troy Polamalu.
That's a good answer.
It's not even a question. Yeah, Troy. Like I was telling somebody actually earlier today, I said Troy's probably one of the best human beings I've ever met, but also probably the best football player I've met. And the fact that he could transform into one person on the field, and he can be his humble, soft-spoken self off the field. It was amazing. It was amazing to be around and to experience that.
Is there a bigger contrast in the way that somebody looks and plays and what they talk like? I don't know that there is.
You know, I haven't seen it. You know, especially because the first time I met him, I remember Coach Tomlin specifically saying the first day of practice, "Don't watch Troy. Don't watch Troy practice. Don't watch what he does around the facility because that Troy is not the one that you'll see on Sundays." And he, you know, that couldn't have resonated more with me because I was able to watch some inhuman stuff going on out there on the field.
All right. Well, my last thing. Obviously, we follow you on Twitter. We know that you're still working hard. You're trying to get back into the league. But what are you up to now besides that?
Right now, still training, staying ready. I understand that there's 32 teams in the league, and injuries are a part of the game as passing and tackling. So staying ready is the main thing that I have to do right now. And also, I'm using my time to work with any charitable organizations that are willing to work with me. You know, I like to get my message out there, especially to the youth. Kids like to hear from an NFL player, and all the time they don't get. I hate to say it, they look up to the Tebows and they look up to these model athletes, and sometimes there are guys like myself who have stumbled along the way, but have found a way to make them get themselves out of that mud, and have found a way to push on. So I like to spread my message in that way and just go around talking to schools. Obviously, right now it's not as easy as I was when I was in the NFL. And that's one of the things I like to talk about. That even speaking engagements and being able to do these things was a lot easier when I had the NFL shield behind me and their support. So things are a lot different now, but the goal still remains the same. And I hope to play in the new AAF league starting in February.
I saw you talking about that too.
Yeah. So looking forward to that.
All right. Well, we're behind you here. You have our full support.
I really appreciate it, guys.
Do you guys
we're gonna play this back when I'm back on the field too. We're gonna play this back and talk about this conversation.
Absolutely. All righty. Well, we appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this, and we wish you the best. We hope to stay in contact. Best of luck.
Yes, sir. Definitely. I appreciate it, fellas. You guys enjoy the rest of your night and the rest of your weekend.
All right. Appreciate it.
You too, man.
All right, now. Take care.
Later.
All righty.
That was
Wesley
cool.
Saunders.
That was cool.
That was the first,
Football player.
well, I guess real
That spent
professional.
time.
professional. I mean, all of them are technically
Spent time
professionals.
at their highest level.
Yeah.
The highest level of their sport. I mean, I knew he was going to be very well spoken. He's a guy that, like he mentioned, goes around to schools and talks to these kids because of what happened to him.
Which
The
is why we
stumble.
rescheduled from last week.
The stumble in his journey. Yeah, last week he actually sent me a picture. He was speaking at a school, so he had to push it back a week, which I understood. It's fine. But
We're not as important.
really,
We get it. We get it.
It's fine.
Hey, if we get him a job, which is not going to
If
happen.
we get him a
If
job,
we get him a job, which isn't
How
going
are
to
we
happen
gonna get him?
because we are so small.
Let's just keep tagging the Steelers.
Yeah, that's a quick way to get blocked.
it's funny that you said we're so small, and I'm just looking at the three of us.
Yeah. Alrighty.
You're tall and big. I'm tall. He's a bulldog.
a
A
bulldog.
bulldog.
French bulldog.
If it weren't for those knees, you'd be 6 foot.
Yeah.
Damn
I'm
growth
supposed
plates.
to be 6 foot. Yeah. Alrighty, but anyway, good segue because he cut off, talked about his charities. We have a charity thing going on right now that you can donate to. Still going to be up for at least 2 more months. We have a goal on there. Whatever we get to is going to be great.
Yeah.
These kids literally don't have anything at the holidays. We're trying to do as much as we can, so support us, even if it's just by sharing our page, getting it out to the most people that we can.
That ball was hit a far
We
way.
appreciate it. So hit me up, hit up the Twitter page. It doesn't matter. Either way, we can get you.
So you can ask all of us.
Yeah, we'll get you to the link to the GoFundMe, and you can donate there.
And
The money.
Sky did
Whoa.
Oh.
I hit the
Look at
wrong
that
button.
spike.
Yeah.
the money, the money is going to the Specialty Pediatric Center in Aliquippa. I've mentioned that a couple times, but just once again to say it. And I believe, I mean, if you guys ever make the time, I'm definitely going
We're going to go see them.
We're
I
going
will
to go
try, yeah.
to meet the kids. I think it's around Thanksgiving. But I know that they're some places going to be weird, but they've already told me, I hate that I have to have proof. But I know people want to see pictures to know where their money's going. She
Yeah.
said that that's fine to be able to take some pictures with the kids or of the kids, them doing activities, so that you guys know where your money's going to go. So But the incentives for doing so are great. We were actually just talking about the Penguins game because that's why we ran the poll. We want to know if people would rather go to a better game but have a little bit lesser seats, or the opposite of that, a lesser game against with better seats.
So, in my opinion, there aren't bad seats except
No.
for like 3.
No.
I say
Uh,
unless you're
Or if you're in standing room only.
if
on
you're in
Jamal's
standing room
birthday.
only and you're behind a handicap section, then that sucks.
I don't
Yeah.
know why they
But
did
in my
that,
experience of the multiple Penguin games I've gone to, there is no bad seat. When generally speaking, honestly, like when you're down low, sometimes the glass, the way it refracts, sucks.
Yeah.
Like
That's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna have to sit directly behind on one side, I'd rather be up high.
I agree.
But like, you know,
But there is a certain point whenever you're like down low. If you're like up in the back down low, it's not as bad. But yeah. A
Yeah.
lot of the times I'd rather sit up high because you can see the whole ice.
Yeah. Or if
Yeah.
you have shitty eyes like me, just get glasses.
but
But yeah, so there's going to be a game to be determined. I'm still deciding on which game that's going to be.
but we have the Steeler
So.
tickets. I have them at my house.
Tickets.
Tickets. I have them at my house December 30th against the Bengals. It's actually their last home game of the season. So, and then
That's
there's going to
regular
be
season
jerseys.
home game.
Yes.
And also, if you're listening still, I mean,
After that
wait,
ear rape.
well, yeah. I would just shut off right there. But
Probably thought it was the end.
let us know if you're interested and you want to try to win the Penguins tickets. Would you want the game to be closer to when the deadline ends, or would you not care and it could be in like March?
Part
So-
of like the playoff push.
Yeah. So just let us know if that matters to you or not.
And
that
then
would
of
depend on the
course, I was trying to get some responses on the jerseys. I'm gonna get one of each, like home, away, and color rush. So I think like 6 people already said Watt color rush. So that's probably a lock to be
Yeah.
that one.
I
As far as home and away is kind of up in the air.
I want to do the Rosie Nix one so bad.
But and then probably to do like a couple of our T-shirts, something else. I know
Yeah.
my parents want to donate something, so there's gonna be a ton of giveaways.
And just because we have incentives does not mean like you have to donate more. You can donate whatever you want.
Yeah.
Hold on. We're exposing Jamal. What did he just do?
I don't know. Jamal sucks. What?
What is this?
What's it say?
It's probably a text that he texted me, and it was a screenshot when they finish under 500 this
Dude.
year in the next 17. Oh,
He
that
has
was
the goddamn receipts of everything.
that was me. That was me.
He did that to Sam the
I
other day.
screenshotted the one that. So if the Dolphins win the
Oh,
Super
yeah,
Bowl,
yeah.
you're gonna give away everything you own.
Everything that I own.
Oh.
But
3-0, baby.
so reminder that Herb and I are gonna have a bet on the Coyotes.
Ah, fuck! I already forgot about it.
You already forgot about it. So tweet us and let us know what you want the
Punishments to be
punishment to be there.
Nothing that is potentially harmful.
Yeah.
In like a light
No
way.
physical harm.
I mean, I'll take slaps.
No nudity.
Okay. No life-threatening harm.
Yeah.
Also tweet me and let me know if I should watch Breaking Bad.
Okay, no.
And-
We're discussing this now. We're discussing this now. Everyone that said you shouldn't watch it is wrong because they have no patience. It is a
You should
slow-
grab
I've gotten a lot more
Grab the
no's than
camera real
yeses.
quick and pan and put it on your wall.
I've gotten a lot more no's than yeses. That's the thing.
Well, because nobody has a goddamn attention span.
Well, I said yes.
All right. Yeah.
Everyone
Both people in this room.
everyone that says no.
The people that
everyone that says no probably watches Big Bang Theory.
the people that I actually like.
Watch Big Bang Theory.
The people that I actually like have said yes.
I can't speak for Josh
Damn.
Banks,
So that means I
but
said no.
you know Shannon's take sucks on everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Literally
Where the hell
everything.
has
When's
where
the
the hell
last
has
time?
Shannon been?
Sharon.
I did not say Sharon. I said
You
Shannon
almost
like 3
did.
times. 'Cause I-
Shoot.
For some reason, I almost said her last name.
I don't
tried to
know.
say her
She
full
hasn't
name.
been on social media much, but that's okay because we don't see her her sucky takes.
Cool hair though.
There it is. Yeah, blue.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm still trying to decide if I'm gonna nuke my hair.
No, you're not. All right. Anyway, until next week, you guys can like, subscribe, do whatever you want with us.
Give us your money, whether it be through shirts or donations.
Yeah. Give us your money, and
Follow us
that's
on
about it.
things.
and we'll see you after the Penguins play their first regular season game. Bye-bye.
Look at it as the crucifix, bitch. C5. Best rapper alive.